All right, what up, Nerd Squad? Thanks for stopping back in today. I got another bullshit assessment for you. Let's talk about Hawkeye now that we have the season finale, episode 6, premiered just the other night. I gave you guys my initial impression after the first 2 episodes. If you haven't checked that out, go check it out before checking this out. Some spoilers are going to be in this, but again, guys, this isn't plot rundown stuff. This is just my take, how I felt, what I liked, what I didn't like type of stuff. So just kind of a review in that sense, not so much a step-by-step breakdown of what's going on. You know, as I said in the first 2 episodes, I really liked it kind of right out the gate. Hawkeye, again, you know, is one of my favorite Avengers. I really, really, really like him. I think Jeremy Renner has done an incredible job with the character. I'm really, really glad that they gave him a series. And I will say him initially, because obviously it kind of evolves, as you guys know, getting through the 6 episodes. But I appreciate him getting the attention that he deserves as a character. I think he can be very easily overlooked, but I think there's so much good quality content in the comics and stuff, you know, of his character that this was perfect for me. I thought this was really cool that they did this. And again, being a fan of his, it was really cool to see it. I am bummed that there was only 6 episodes, though. I feel like that was a little bit short compared to some of the other Marvel series this year that came out on Disney Plus. But nonetheless, I will take the 6 and happily rewatch all of them. This for me was really, really cool. This I think in the 6 episodes, it had a lot. It unpacked a lot, and I think they did a really good job in doing it in the 6 episodes. In all honesty. The character development in this I thought was fantastic. I really, really enjoyed getting to see where Clint is now. And, you know, he wants to do the family thing, and he wants to be, you know, a dad, and he's doing the dad thing. And we're starting to see that he's suffering the effects of all these battles, as we saw in it was either the first, second episode with, you know, his hearing aid and them kind of joking about how did it happen. And it showed all the explosions and him getting thrown through things and, you know, just the wear and tear on his body, because he's not one of the superheroes. He's not Thor. He's not Iron Man, Captain America, stuff like that. So it's nice to see kind of, you know, some of the after effects on the human side of things with his character, which is really cool. I think this has opened up the door for a lot of stuff. I thought it was really cool to incorporate Echo in, obviously, as, you know, another sign language speaker, and to see the transition with Clint and how he's starting to use it, and his kids are starting to use it with him, because I think he probably feels the inevitable that, you know, he's going to be completely deaf at some point. But really cool way that they incorporated that in. I thought it was really, really cool. It was just done really well. I really enjoyed that part of it. I would almost probably bet that, you know, online learning of sign language will go up after seeing this. I think it's definitely something important. I'd like to learn a little bit myself personally, but you know, as far as the character development goes, we did obviously get this new character, Kate, and Kate Bishop, you know, played by Haley Steinfeld, who, you know, I just love. Haley Steinfeld's stuff is just awesome. I loved her in Bumblebee. Even something as stupid and funny as, what was it, Edge of 17 or something like that she was in, just hilarious. So really good casting, in my opinion. I think she was perfect for the role. This was really cool, though, because obviously we know in the comics it transitions to her, and she's, you know, a member of the Young Avengers and stuff like that. So this was really cool to kind of get her story going. And I thought, what a tasteful way to do it. It started really cool. Episode 1 starts with her as a kid, seeing the Battle of New York take place, and, you know, just kind of how that went and how it shaped her and what it did to her. It took her father and really put her on this path of excelling in athletics and combat and archery and stuff like that to get to this point. And then obviously the ending of this thing was really interesting. Her and Clint having a conversation, you know, her kind of coming up with names, trying to figure out who she is, and saying, like, what about Lady Hawkeye? And, you know, so some of these other names. And he kind of just laughs a few of them off and says, you know, I have an idea. And it kind of ends there. But as we know in the comics, it transitions to her kind of taking the mantle, you know, for him. Because obviously, again, he's human. He's getting to the point where I think he's kind of over it. You know, he's done doing this stuff. And so from episode 1 to episode 6, though, we get to see a lot of development in Kate. We get, you know, the highs and the lows, and her learning some really valuable lessons in this about what it's like to be this, you know, so-called superhero or hero, and that there's, you know, loss, there's hurt, there's pain, you know, but there's good also that comes with it. And it was really, really cool just to see that development and And the dynamic between Jeremy Renner and Haley Steinfeld's characters, Clint and Kate was very, very good in my opinion. I think the two of them blended together so well. I think one thing that I had mentioned this back in Black Widow, obviously we get to see Yelena back. She's in a few of the episodes here. Yelena in Black Widow for me stole the show. I think the movie was about her. Even it being called Black Widow, obviously there's multiple Black Widows. That, in my opinion, was a Yelena movie. And I said that in my review. Going into this and getting kind of some teasers that Yelena was going to be in this, I kind of wondered because Florence Pugh is playing this character so strong, so well. Picture perfect casting, in my opinion. I wondered if she would steal the show to some extent. And honestly, I feel like there were parts that, yes, she did, but at the same time, it maintained and held what it was supposed to. It was creating a dynamic between Yelena and Kate, and they did it very, very well. These two characters joke with each other, beat each other up, joke with each other some more, and then beat each other up some more. But it was all done extremely well. Her character was exactly the same as it was coming out of Black Widow, and it was just really, really cool. I really enjoyed seeing her in there. And her piece to it, and her actually coming after Clint, because she still doesn't have closure and clarity on what happened with Nat. So really, really cool dynamic to add her in and kind of bring in this additional foe for them to fight. They're dealing with, Maya's character Echo and Yelena, and Kingpin shows up, which I know a lot of people are, super excited about. That one for me really wasn't as exciting as the rest of it. I understand, how big of a deal that is, but to me, the rest of the characters kind of made this for me. And Kingpin was only really in it for a snippet anyway, so it wasn't that great. He had a fight scene with Kate, which was cool, but again, it for me wasn't what made this series. It was the rest of the characters. And again, Marvel is doing such a good job with these storylines and the writing, and just everything is just smooth as butter. It's just silky smooth.
Soon the whole world will be silky smooth.
I just really, really like what they're doing with everything. And I really appreciated the way that these characters evolved and the way that we, became to just know them and care about them and see what's going on. And, Yelena coming out of Black Widow as a fan favorite to coming right into this kind of as the bad guy, as the nemesis, and kind of just, everybody just hoping like, come on, Clint, like you got to get her to understand what happened and see, and they get their scene and they throw hands and they go at it and they make it count. And then, throughout it, Clint's telling her about, that Nat made a choice and they fought for it, and, and really gets her to understand. The thing that changes her, in my opinion, was just, it gave me goosebumps when Yelena did the secret whistle, kind of right before maybe doing like the finisher on Clint after beating his ass pretty good. She does the whistle and he does it back. And that kind of floors her. And she's like, how do you know that? And that kind of clears it up for her that they were friends. They were really, really good friends. This wasn't a matter of like, we went to Vormir and one of us is staying and one of us is going, and so I think she got a little bit more clarity there. She does end up just kind of leaving and stuff, and we're not really sure where it goes from there. But I don't, all in all, this one I will probably say is my favorite series that came out this year of all of them. And I'm thinking I'll probably do like a year in review Marvel video coming up, but I'll probably say it again in there. But I think this one did it for me more than the rest of them did. I think this one, I mean, I guess I already said it, guys. This for me was the character development stuff that I really enjoyed. I liked everything we got from these two. I liked the way that they were together, the highs, the lows, the additional characters we got to meet and get introduced to that are going to be in things moving forward. And it's the same as I say with all this Marvel stuff, that I'm just super, super excited to see what's coming, where's it going, who else is going to be in it, and what are they going to do with the stories. And it just has been such a good year for Marvel stuff, and Hawkeye is the icing on the cake. I mean, if Spider-Man No Way Home, if you guys go check my spoiler-free review of that, if that wasn't the icing on the cake, this would, if that was the icing on the cake, this would be the candles on the cake, because this has just been a fantastic way to end the year. And the last, 10 days of Marvel content has been fantastic to say the least. So anyway, guys, that's all I got for you today. As you can tell from my no bullshit assessment, I fucking loved it. This was so cool. This was an awesome, awesome series. I'm excited to see where it goes from here, where these characters go. I hope this isn't a sign off from Clint completely, but if it is, I get it. And also, again, huge spoiler. It was really cool that we did finally get some clarity in his wife being some type of an agent. Some will speculate it's a Mockingbird thing or whatever, but super cool. Super, super cool. Just a fantastic job. So well done. Well done for this. Let me know what you guys think. Hit me up on Instagram at Sector 7 Podcast. Leave me a comment down below. Tell your friends, like, subscribe, do all that cool stuff. I appreciate you guys stopping in. If I do not get some content out before Christmas, have a good one. Stay safe. Be good to each other. And we'll see you in the next one. See you.
Something strange in the air today. The sun is gone and the clouds turn gray.